Hi, and thank you for joining a Family Leadership Design Collaborative video. Today, I'm excited to present Samantha Cohen. Samantha is the Senior Managing Director of National Family Engagement at the Flamboyant Foundation. Good morning, Samantha.
Hello.
I'm hoping you can tell us a little bit about what community wellness and education justice means for you in your context.
Sure. So I'll first start a little bit and talk about what Flamboyant Foundation is and who we are, and then I can talk a little bit more about how that connects to me personally. So the Flamboyant Foundation is a family operating foundation in DC and Puerto Rico, and our work is entirely about how do we equip educators to bolster their practices so that they are more equipped to engage and partner with families deeply. My work at Flamboyant is to help us think about the DC lessons we've learned in the last 6.5 years and how we extrapolate those and think more nationally about what our work could look like beyond DC. The connection for me and the connection to community and family wellness is very much that I think our work is about partnering, engaging, empowering families. And I come to this work having started my career as an educator in teaching first grade in Atlanta. And supporting teachers and feeling that the only way we are going to actually make true education reform happen is if we are doing this in partnership with families. We're not doing it to families, we are doing it with families, we are doing it with students, and really ensuring that education in this country looks dramatically differently than it does right now.
Thank you. And are you willing to share one or two next practices that you see emerge from your work?
Sure. So I think a practice that is a part of our work but needs to be taken to the next level is how we think about academically partnering with families and how we think about building relationships with families. So a big part of our work in DC has been engaging in home visits with families, deeply understanding families' hopes and dreams for their students, and really building connections between school and home on behalf of kids. Secondly, we feel like that relationship then once that relationship is starting to be moving forward, it allows there to be a deeper amount of academic partnering that families and educators can do together so that they can better support students' learning. I think the next practice for us, this has very much been focused on kind of the academic side of things, just as in much has been happening in the education arena. We've focused a lot on kind of hardcore quantitative things we can measure academically. And what the next practice for us in our work is really thinking about how do we partner with families on the academic side of things, but also on the social emotional learning side of things. So that's one set of next practices for us. I think the second set of next practices is just very much connected to what I shared earlier, is that our work has been very DC based. So we've learned a ton about the DC context, but we think there's a lot more we need to be doing. So we think about how do we equip educators across the country so that every educator in this country is practicing effective family engagement. And so we're doing this in a few different ways. So I'm happy to talk more about that if it's helpful. I'm happy to put a pause there.
Yeah, actually, do you want to just share one of those practices that you think helps move educators forward?
Sure. So one of the things that we are launching and have launched is a national fellowship where we are looking to bring together teams of folks from 5 different geographies across the country. And ideally, those are teams of 3 or 5 people spanning different roles. So in the education space, but I would say also in the community space, so that they are thinking in a very context-specific way, what could family engagement practices look like in their community. And the big reason this is the next practice for us is we think there are things we can share that we have learned in our work at Flamboyant over time, but we also feel like we need to learn a ton from context-specific family engagement practices that are going to happen in these 5 geographies. And our aim from this is then to be able to support and share that information and that knowledge and that learning with the field around different ways that family engagement that is educator-facing can look across the country.
All right, that sounds like wonderful work, and we look forward to hearing more about it, and we look forward to sharing it more with our Family Leadership Design Collaborative members. So thank you.
Of course, thank you.